Bull have very much looked like a top 10 runner in race condition, but they just haven't qualified that way.
Yeah, all kinds of reasons why they seem to struggle, possibly getting heat, tyre temperature into the tyres. Here's the look at the front then. Juan Montoya working lap 9 of 60. 1.5 seconds clear of Alonso. Button then dropping back a little bit now, 4.2 behind the race leader. Barrichello 4th, who's just over 5 seconds behind. Fisichella 5th. Trulli, you can see 6th, 7th, Michael Schumacher 8th, Kimi Raikkonen. Back on board then with Christian Klien as we head down towards Copse. Welcome back to the Silverstone racetrack in Northamptonshire. We're in the heart of Britain's motorsport valley. Over 100,000 people employed in the motorsport industry around here, contributing over £5 billion a year to the British economy. Christian Klien there went off track, I think, and looks like he's been fighting anyway with this Williams of Mark Webber. Here's another look at exactly what happened. They've been having a scrap for a while. Looks like Klien got past, but then is that Webber or Heidfeld? It's Heidfeld possibly diving past him. Hard to tell from the rear. Yeah,
I suspect it might have been Heidfeld taking position, but Coulthard would have been just a fraction behind that if he had have done. So Klien has been threatening to have a bit of a lunge at Mark Webber for a few laps now. When it finally happened, looks like it went horribly wrong. Montoya's lead just 1.4 seconds. He's being matched by Alonso. Button just a tenth slower now. He's in the same 1 minute 22 second bracket, but he's got Barrichello keeping him very honest. Worst case scenario for Kimi Raikkonen. Truly on a steady afternoon run, it seems, again in the Toyota. Schumacher can do nothing about it in the Ferrari, and he seems to almost brake test him in the middle of Stowe. His car's so slow, and I think that's an attempt to keep Kimi well back into the braking zone in the first part of Club Vale, I think they call it.
Here they go, the three of them, as they have been, 6th, 7th and 8th, but losing so much time. Raikkonen now 17 seconds behind race leader Montoya, and the frustration, I've no doubt, building in that cockpit. I know a number of teams plan their fuel strategy for qualifying in the opening part of the race around what they think Jarno Trulli will do, and he's a tremendous qualifier, and there's taking nothing away from him as a race driver, but this Toyota does seem to perform more strongly in qualifying than it does in the race, and not for the first time. Queue forming behind Trulli is affecting men coming through, Michael Schumacher and Kimi Raikkonen. Here we are, they're riding on board with Raikkonen into the left-hander at Brooklands. Now the right at Luffield, building the speed up to around 100 miles an hour. Crossing the start-finish line at about 160 as they exit Woodcote Corner. You see Trulli's acceleration in the Toyota's good out of the slow corners. Ferrari can't get close to him. And Ted Kravitz has some news for us.
I'm down at VAR, and they're a bit confused about Sato. He had an electronics problem that theoretically isn't possible to actually happen. So they need to get the car back and have a look at it. But good position for Jenson Button, because Raikkonen is contained, as you said, by Trulli, and Fisichella, the other threat to Button, is well behind Barrichello.
Yes, 20 runners still in the Grand Prix. Then Sato, as Ted said, has rejoined the race. He's a lap down, lapping in a position with a speed that would put him up there in 5th or 6th, just to rub salt in the wounds for him. And this is Raikkonen slipping, sliding around in the dirty air, the hot and turbulent air that's been worked very hard over the surfaces of that Ferrari and Michael Schumacher's. But what's interesting to me is both, I know you always get it like a concertina effect. That's Carter Cahan pulling out of the race for Jordan. The factory just 500 meters across the road here, the first retirement of the day then. What a shame for him.
Yeah, Jordan, the local team, quite literally. BAR also based just down the road here at Brackley. Jordan are the closest to the Silverstone racetrack, so they'll be able to push the car back to the garage to figure out what's wrong with it. Carter Cahan retiring from 16th place there. He was ahead of his teammate Montero. As we take a look into the Red Bull pits, we've seen Christian Klien go off the racetrack in his scrap with the two Williams of Webber and Heidfeld. It was indeed Nick Heidfeld we saw on that replay shot, diving past the Red Bull just a few moments ago. Klien is now right on his tail, and it looks like the Red Bull has a slight edge in pace over the Williams here. So Coulthard is now joining the party as well.
Klien pits. Clean pits then is very early in the Grand Prix. I'd be surprised if that's really a fully scheduled stop. But has he knocked a few bits and pieces off the underneath the car, affecting the aerodynamic balance? And they're choosing to stop anyway. It's certainly lost some lap time, but first man in the pits then for the afternoon. Just a little bit of a twist on the front wing to try and change the aerodynamic balance. That's really put him out of kilter.
Yeah, this is only lap 12 of 60. We're expecting the front runners to come in anytime from about lap 18 through to 25. And that's Montero, 2 Jordans out in the space of a single lap. Once again, we have yellow flags waving down at turn 6 now. And this is for Thiago Montero, who had an engine change after qualifying yesterday. Jordan using the Toyota customer engine, of course. And I don't know what the problem is for Montero, but both Jordans out, and the race is only 12 laps old.
Now the gap is down to 1 second, Alonso to Montoya, which you're looking at right now. And, well, they're still lapping very quickly, so I don't think it's a question of Montoya slowing down and backing up. It's just Alonso finding more and more speed. But you do wonder if McLaren or will think of playing a bit of an ace card here to bring their man Raikkonen. Raikkonen's got to keep in touch with Alonso today for the World Championship. I know there's a long way to go, but he's really got to do something about that lead today if he can.
Certainly does, but don't forget what happened in Canada. Montoya on a tremendous charge, looked like he was going to win the race. Then the safety car came out, and McLaren, by their own admission, made a terrible mistake not bringing Montoya in. Totally compromised his race that ended up with him being disqualified after he drove out of the pits with the red light on. So he is driving for himself here this afternoon as well as for the team. He said yesterday, I'm going for the victory tomorrow at Silverstone. Raikkonen wants to get past Michael Schumacher. The frustration builds there. This is lap 13, 60.